This is Anna Little. She's the 6th Congressional District candidate currently, and she's going to speak to everyone, so I hope you give her your full and undivided attention.
Thank you very much. I'm Anna Little, and I'm here because I want to work for you in Washington. Right now you have a congressman, his name is Frank Colon. I don't believe he's in touch with what's going on in your life. I think he's been in Washington too long. He's been there for 22 years. And most recently, he has done quite a bit of voting along with a lady named Nancy Pelosi, who is the current Speaker of the House, and certainly has no idea what it's like to live in New Jersey. And I think given the choice between voting with this political crony, who's been running the House of Representatives, and the choice that he had to vote with you and for your interests, I think you may consider him disqualified to continue as your congressman, and therefore I am stepping up to the plate. I'm a mayor in the borough of Highlands, and I'm a former Monmouth County freeholder. I did that job in 2006 and 2007. Before that, I was a councilwoman. So the majority of my experience in government has been at the local level. County government, to me, is local level. The reason I got involved in government is because there was a disconnect, perhaps, between the way that government operates and some of the council members in my town back in around 2002. And I understood that from listening to some discussions that they didn't really understand how the budget worked and what they had to do to cut taxes. So I got involved because I did understand how the budget worked, and I was pretty clear on the fact that you'd have to look at certain line items at the local level in order to reduce that budget. Some people thought all you had to do was go to Trenton and tell them to stop taking so much money, and then we'd be able to lower the local taxes. That wasn't the way it worked. So somebody knocked on my door and asked me if I'd run for council. That's how I got involved. The freeholder race was similar. A vacancy was created by a freeholder, then Amy Handlin, who is now your assemblywoman in State Legislative District 13. And when she created that vacancy, there was a statutory convention held, and I was able to go around to the county committee, introduce myself as I'm doing to you, and I gave a speech at a convention, and then there was a vote. And there were 3 rounds of voting. I was 50 votes ahead in each round. Eventually, I had 50% plus 1, and I was nominated and appointed to the position. After the appointment, I had to run for election in 2006, and I won by 3,000 votes. And I believe those votes came from across party lines because if any of you were paying attention back 4 years ago, you would know that I didn't always agree with the leadership of the Republican Party. Nor did I this time agree with the leadership of the Republican Party. You see, my focus as an elected official has always been with the people that I represent, not just those who vote for me, but those who live and work in the place that I'm representing. In this case, it would be Congressional District 6. In the past, it has been Monmouth County or the borough of Highlands. I had a choice, and I chose to stand with the people of Monmouth County. And that's why I won the election in 2006 to confirm my nomination by 3,000 votes, even though the party wasn't so sure they really wanted me there. We need you to determine what this congressman has or has not done for you in the last 22 years. We need you to hold him accountable and others in the House accountable for the fact that this economy is not working well. We do want you to recognize that it's not one party that's caused this problem. It's been both parties. This election is very much about jobs. It's about the economy. It's about taxes. And it's about health care because that relates back to taxes. $1 trillion up front. You're going to be obligated to buy health insurance, and not a policy that you chose, a policy the government dictated that you buy. Job creation is not going to happen by the government's doing. Job creation is going to happen when businesses expand and grow. So while I'm not of your generation, I care deeply for my kids. I get what you're going through. This is very much, for me, about my children as well as about you. This is the bottom line for you guys. We need to reduce taxes. What do you do at home when you run out of money? You stop spending. If you don't have it, you can't spend it. I don't know how many of you listen to Steve Lonigan. I have his endorsement, but he's a proponent of the flat tax. I like that in the short term. But I'm going to tell you what I like better than that is the fair tax, and I want you guys to check it out. If you go to my website under issues, you can click on a link, but the website addressed directly for the fair tax is fairtax.org. I want you to look at it. There are guys there that would be very happy to talk to you on the phone or even come to Monmouth and give you a demonstration of what the fair tax is. I'll try to tell you as best I can. It's a national sales tax. It is not a value-added tax. That means it doesn't go on top of the income tax that we have. You get rid of the income tax and you replace it with a national sales tax. Why do I like that? I like that because everybody pays. That's number one. Right now we have 50% payment of taxes for benefits that go to 100% of the people in America. I want to work for you in Washington. That means I am not going to go down there and disappear. I'm not moving. My teenagers do not want to leave their school, their home, or their friends. I'm going to commute back and forth. It's only a 4.5-hour trip if you travel at a certain rate of speed that I'm not going to tell you about. I can do it. And I want to meet with you regularly. As a representative, my job is to represent you. Not to go down there with my whim and my folly and tell you it has to be that way because you don't understand. And that, I submit to you, is what your present congressman has done. Thousands of people showed up to a town hall meeting and told Congressman Pallone that they did not want the health care law. He said it's not Nancy Pelosi's bill. He said it's not Harry Reid's bill. He said it's a good bill, it's my bill, I wrote it, I'm voting for it. They said, what if we tell you we don't want you to do that? He said, I know better than you and I know what's best for you. He doesn't know that my daughter was afraid to sign an application for a college loan because she thinks after 4 years of education at the College of New Jersey that she's not going to be able to find a job. He doesn't know that. His wife is making 6 figures at the EPA right now. They don't have any money problems. Now I'm going to be attacked. That's what happens in these elections. I'm waiting. That shoe should have dropped 2 weeks ago. Okay? You got to watch what goes on and think critically about what you hear. I am not going to put oil rigs off the Jersey Shore. That's not going to happen. There's no oil off the Jersey Shore. That's crazy. But I am going to domestically produce fuels for energy independence so that the next terrorist attack on this country is not keeping us from having access to fuel that's controlled in the Middle East. More than moving the trucks around and stopping our economy, you can't make plastic. I mean, the economy would come to a screeching halt without access to fossil fuels. And right now we are dependent on foreign oil. Why? We can produce it here. Why should America be dependent on anybody? I'm pro-environment. We are good stewards of the environment. We need to take care of the environment. We just can't be dependent upon foreign oil. I like the water turbine. In Highlands, we have a very swift current right under the bridge. Water turbines, when I was looking at them 3-4 years ago, they were too big. They're being used way up in the northern part of the United States, up by Alaska. And they were too big. Technology didn't have it to where it was the size we could use it. Now we do. We had a private business owner come into my borough council meeting last month. They proposed something, I'm in favor of it. As a matter of fact, I'd like to partner with them as the borough, maybe get some alternative revenue coming, because as a built-out, small, shore town, we got to do everything we can to avoid tax increases. What I submit to you is that on the website, annalittleforcongress.com, there's a volunteer button. You can put your email address in. You can find out what we're doing. We have 200 people every Tuesday night at the Keyport IHOP, the What's the Scoop ice cream and pizza place in Metuchen, and down here in Asbury Park at the corner of Bond and Lake at the VFW. Over 200 people show up once a week to find out what went on from Tuesday to Tuesday and what they're doing on Saturday. Over 100 people, not all the same faces, show up on Saturday. They walk door to door. Today we have knocked on, collectively, 50,000 doors in the district. That's a grassroots campaign. We will knock on another 50,000 doors before we're done. Bottom line is this, you're in charge. It's your country. We are the generation, your parents and I, that are about to leave you with a bigger mess than we were born into. That's not fair. That's not right. And while I'm alive, I'm going to see what I can do to fix that. For you and for my 3 kids. But you're in control.
Okay.
You'll all be on the post office wall in a week.